Victorious warriors draw their strength from the highest source, their love. Every warrior wants a worthy opponent. There is no redress in fighting the pathetic. Victorious warriors win first and then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first and then seek to win. A warrior never worries about his fear. I'm a warrior for the middle class. A true warrior fights not because he hates what is in front of him, but because he loves what is behind him. There is no greater warrior than a mother protecting her child. Victory are reserved for those warriors who are willing to pay its price. Every single girl, whether we want to recognize it or not, is a warrior. For a warrior, it is not enough to win a war. It is more important to organize the peace. A warrior has to believe, otherwise he cannot activate his intent positively. Warriors should suffer their pain silently. To be a warrior is to learn to be genuine in every moment of your life. The more you sweat in training, the less you will bleed in battle. A warrior accepts the challenges of life in true humility. No matter what his destiny may be, it can never be a cause for discontent, but a living challenge which it is his privilege to surmount. A warrior lives by acting, not by thinking about acting, nor by thinking about what he will think he has finished acting. A warrior's greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. A warrior does not give up what he loves. He finds the love in what he does. The greatest warriors know when to retreat. A warrior seeks to act rather than talk. I'm a warrior when it comes to pursuing roles. A warrior must only take care that his spirit is never broken. A warrior has to believe, for his belief is an essential part of his being. Warriors don't raise to the level of expectations, they fall to the level of their training. Competition doesn't scare a true warrior, it makes him better. Every great warrior must learn to endure and overcome the adversities of life. The only thing a warrior cannot fight is her own fierce nature. The two most powerful warriors are patience and time. All men are warriors, and life for everything in our universe is nothing but war. We choose whether to be warriors or to be ordinary. A warrior with a cause is the most dangerous soldier of all. The warrior must never get angry in war. Any great warrior is also a scholar and a poet and an artist. The successful warrior is the average man with laser-like focus. Ideas are the great warriors of the world, and a war that has no idea behind it is simply a brutality. He who conquers himself is the mightiest warrior. Courage, above all things, is the first quality of a warrior. You never know how strong you are until being strong is your only choice. Warriors do not win victories by beating their heads against the walls, but by overtaking the walls. Warriors jump over walls, they don't demolish them. The path of a warrior is lifelong, and mastery is often simply staying on the path. Being a warrior is an attitude. I was on the path of the warrior when I realized I was the warrior. The warrior guided by the spirit serves humanity. The warrior without serves the ego. Protecting yourself is self-defense. Protecting others is warriorship. You're the hunter, the warrior. You're stronger than anyone else here. That's your tragedy. The true warrior isn't immune to fear. She fights in spite of it. Cowards hide, but warriors lie and wait. The only difference is whether you're motivated by fear or purpose. A warrior of light does not postpone making decisions. Warriors train, everyone else works out. Let your plans be dark and as impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt. A warrior takes everything as a challenge, while an ordinary man takes everything as a blessing or a curse. Warriors suffer for their dreams. Cowards pay for their fears. A warrior thinks of death when things become unclear. The idea of death is the only thing that tempers our spirit. Some warriors look fierce, but are mild. Some seem timid, but are vicious. Look beyond appearances. Position yourself for the advantage. Only as a warrior can one withstand the path of knowledge. A warrior cannot complain or regret anything. His life is an endless challenge, and challenges cannot possibly be good or bad. Challenges are simply challenges. The warrior's intention should be simply to grasp his sword and to die. A warrior of light who trusts too much in his intelligence will end up underestimating the power of his opponent. It gives me strength to have somebody to fight for. I can never fight for myself, but for others, I can kill. The true warrior understands and seizes that moment by giving an effort so intense and so intuitive that it could only be called one from the heart. And though the warrior's sun has set, its light shall linger round us yet, bright, radiant, blessed. The average man is hooked to his fellow men, while the warrior is hooked only to infinity. All men are warriors, and life for everything in our universe is nothing but war. Great warriors, like great earthquakes, are principally remembered for the mischief they have done. Warriors do not argue, but they take decisions. The warrior that has the most confidence in his abilities to fight is usually the most humble person you will ever meet. Strategy is the craft of the warrior. Warriors use their intent and will to shape their lives. All of their actions are conscious, intentional, and complete. It is not enough to win war. It is more important to organize the peace. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. A warrior must believe in his strength of will, of purpose, of heart and soul. A warrior who is prepared to fight must also be prepared to die. The strength of a warrior is not defined by the wars he wins, but the times he seeks for peace. No one's born to be a warrior, no one born an average man. We made one or the other, and we try to understand. Try to understand. Tomorrow's victory is today's practice. I have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears, and sweat. We have before us an ordeal of the most grievous kind. We have before us many, many long months of struggle and of suffering. The wise warrior avoids the battle. A warrior's greatest enemy can also be his greatest teacher. Luck is simply the advantage a true warrior gains in executing the correct course of action. The only reason a warrior is alive is to fight, and the only reason a warrior fights is to win. It's natural to feel fear. All great warriors are afraid. Only the stupid and the delusional are not. Some may be warriors, that others may live in peace. Fear doesn't go away. The warrior and the artist live by the same code of necessity, which dictates that the battle must be fought anew every day. Fear is an aid to the warrior. It is small fire burning. It heats the muscles, making us stronger. Panic comes when the fire is out of control, consuming all courage and pride. If you are a warrior, decency means that you are not cheating anybody at all. You are not even about to cheat anybody. There is a sense of straightforwardness and simplicity. The big difference between a warrior and a victim is that the victim represses and the warrior refrains. This is the strange way of the world, that people who simply want to love are instead forced to become warriors. A warrior may change his mettle, but not his heart. Warriors of light are not perfect. Their beauty lies in accepting this fact and still desiring to grow and to learn. Surprise is the warrior's greatest weapon. Warriors know when to pick their fights. You may have to fight a battle more than once to win it. A warrior knows that the ends do not justify the means, because there are no ends, there are only means. Untroubled, scornful, outrageous, that is how wisdom wants us to be. She is a woman and never loves anyone but a warrior. Never confuse a single defeat with a final defeat. One mark of a great soldier is that a great soldier fights on his own terms or fights not at all. The Spartans do not ask how many are the enemy, but where are they? Spartans, eat well, for tonight we dine in Hades. The walls of Sparta were its young men, and its borders the points of their spears. Give them nothing, but take from them everything. Come back with your shield or on it. He who sweats more in training bleeds less in war. The daughters of Sparta are never at home. They mingle with the young men in wrestling matches. No retreat, no surrender. That is Spartan law, and by Spartan law we will stand and fight and die. That city is well fortified which has a wall of men instead of brick. A Spartan woman, as she handed her son his shield, exhorted him, saying, "As a warrior of Sparta, come back with your shield or on it." Only Spartan women give birth to real men. The Spartans are the equal of any men when they fight as individuals. Fighting together as a collective, they surpass all other men. Mental toughness is Spartanism with qualities of sacrifice, self-denial, dedication. It is fearlessness, and it is love. There's no room for softness, not in Sparta, no place for weakness. Only the hard and strong may call themselves Spartans. Only the hard, only the strong. That city is well fortified which has a wall of men instead of brick. The Spartans do not ask how many are the enemy, but where are they? You should reach the limits of virtue before you cross the border of death. Either quit your thieving or quit breathing. He who sweats more in training bleeds less in war. Now eat a good breakfast, men, for we'll all be sharing dinner in hell. If you confer a benefit, never remember it. If you receive one, never forget it. Though tell the Spartans, stranger passing by, that here, obedient to their laws, we lie. Mental toughness is Spartanism with qualities of sacrifice, self-denial, dedication. It is fearlessness, and it is love. The walls of Sparta were its young men, and its borders the points of their spears. There's no room for softness, not in Sparta, no place for weakness. Only the hard and strong may call themselves Spartans. Only the hard, only the strong. Give them nothing, but take from them everything. It is not a question of what a Spartan citizen should do, nor a husband, nor a king. Instead, ask yourself, what should a free man do? You have many slaves, but few warriors. It won't be long before they fear my spears more than your whips. King Leonidas, a Spartan's true strength is the warrior next to him, so give respect and honor to him, and it will be returned to you. First, you fight with your head, Queen Gorgo, then you fight with your heart. This is where we hold them, this is where we fight, this is where they die. Remember this day, for it will be yours for all time. Spartans never retreat, Spartans never surrender. Go spread the word. Let every Greek assembled know the truth of this. Let each among them search his own soul, and while you're at it, search your own. No retreat, no surrender, that is Spartan law, and by Spartan law, we will stand and fight and die. Persian warrior, Spartans, lay down your weapons. King Leonidas, Persians, come and get them. The world will know that free men stood against a tyrant, that few stood against many, and before this battle is over, that even a god king can bleed. Freedom isn't free at all, that it comes with the highest of costs, the cost of blood. This is where we hold them, this is where we fight, this is where they die. Remember this day, for it will be yours for all time. The Spartans are the equal of any men when they fight as individuals. Fighting together as a collective, they surpass all other men. Feel no fear before the multitude. Of men, do not run in panic, but let each man bear his shield straight toward the four fighters. regarding his own life as hateful and holding the dark spirits of death as dear as the radiance of the sun. If numbers are what matters, all Greece cannot match a small part of that army. But if courage is what counts, this number is sufficient. Rise up, warriors, take your stand at one another's sides, your feet set wide and rooted like oaks in the ground. Then bide your time, biting your lip, for you were born from the blood of Heracles, unbeatable by mortal men, and the God of gods has never turned his back on you. Here is courage, mankind's finest possession. Here is the noblest prize that a young man can endeavor to win. A slave's life is all you understand. You know nothing of freedom, for if you did, you would have encouraged us to fight on, not only with our spear, but with everything we have. You should reach the limits of virtue before you cross the border of death. Learn to love death's ink-black shadow as much as you love the light of dawn. The daughters of Sparta are never at home. They mingle with the young men in wrestling matches. Son, remember your courage with each step, for we are the only women who bring forth men. It will be the size of a lion when I bore down on my enemies.